Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from McFarlane Toys, we are featuring Paul Atreides from their Dune action figure line. Alright, so this figure depicts Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides in the upcoming sequel to the Dune film. The first series of action figures came out, oh god, that seems like a lifetime ago. Maybe like close to 3 years ago. If I remember correctly, it was early on, I think during lockdown or the pandemic when the figures first came out. I remember they sat on my Target shelves for like the longest period of time. I kind of think there wasn't as much interest, at least in my neck of the woods, because the movie wasn't really released. It was released theatrically, but you know, during that time period, it was weird. And toy collecting was weird. The release of movies was weird. But, we're kind of back to normal. And being back to normal means we're getting action figures back on schedule. So it's kind of nice that, the Dune action figures are kind of coming out in a timely fashion with a new movie due pretty soon. Alright, so Paul Atreides must face his destiny as he continues the epic adventure that has taken him across the galaxy to the most dangerous planet in the known universe, Dune. And then we have a nice close-up portrait of said character. Really colorful box design. I think the package design on this is a lot more eye-catching than the first series. The first series just looked kind of drab, but this one has more life, more vibrancy to it. And same with the figures. I think the figures in this new assortment look a lot. Not that there was anything wrong with the first wave, but these newer figures, they look more detailed. The paint application looks a lot better. But if anything, some of the figures, they seem like a hair smaller than the first wave. But that just might be me. Alright, so let's get started and take Paul Atreides out of his cardboard prison. I'm excited about the new movie. The first movie was awesome. Very different than the original film we got in the 80s. But I think it's a fun interpretation of the story. If you're a fan of Dune, Dune's one of those things where, it's been in different forms of media, for the longest time. There's been different television shows that portrayed the story a lot differently than the original 80s film. There's various comic books. And of course there's the action figures, and this one's pretty neat. Beautiful trading card. It's kind of cool too because it's a different kind of trading card. It's not like the other McFarlane ones. If you look, the corners are kind of rounded off. It gives it a much more elegant, graceful feel. And a nice character portrait. And here's a display base. And I'm kind of curious if the display base is attached together because it almost looks like a jigsaw puzzle. They just might. So the one thing that turns me off with this action figure is the addition of the soft fabric clothing. Clothing. I'm not a big fan of like fabric clothing on action figures. For me, I kind of prefer plastic over fabric. Fabric for me, it makes it feel more doll-like than action figure. And his head just popped off. There's another Paul Atreides figure. There's actually, I think, two more. Excuse me, there's actually two more. There's a Paul Atreides that comes in a 2-pack with, I think, Fade Harkonnen. And then there's also another Paul Atreides that comes in a 4-pack. I think that the 4-pack might be an Amazon exclusive. That one comes with Paul Atreides, Shani, and 2 other characters. I can't remember which ones. And yeah, my head just kind of popped off. Here's the ball joint and socket. Maybe it wasn't inserted all the way. Or actually it was. It's just a loose fit. Which I think might be intentional. Just so you could, if you wanted to, you could remove the cloth goods, which I don't mind doing. The nice thing, all right, I take it back. The nice thing about the fabric cloth on this is that it's actually wired. So there's a very thin wire on the inside, so you can actually pose the clothing. So if you want to make it look like it's moving in the wind, you could. And that goes for both, the upper and lower pieces. So it's nice that they're wired. That's kind of awesome. And let's examine the Paul Atreides figure up close. Like I said, I kind of feel like this assortment is a little bit more detailed in the paint job. The likeness to actor Timothée Chalamet, I don't think it's spot on. It could be maybe the nose rebreather is kind of throwing his likeness off. But I don't feel like the hair is sculpted right. McFarlane's always kind of weird. It seems like whenever they have to do actors, they never get it like completely accurate. I kind of feel like the one, like the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman was really nice. Their likeness to John Cena for Suicide Squad was terrible. Jason Momoa, the first figure was, oh God, that looked terrible also. But the more recent Aquaman Lost Kingdom figure looked pretty decent. But the likeness to actor Timothée Chalamet looks very off on this figure. But don't let that detract you from purchasing this. Just look at the rest of the figure. It's really well done. The execution is just beautiful. A lot of nice dry brushing and edge effects to really add some depth and realism to the armor. Like I said, I kind of feel like this newer assortment has a better paint job than the first wave that came out almost 3 years ago. The articulation is pretty decent. His head looks down. Does he look up? I'm not sure if the neck's articulated. No, it's not. Again, it's kind of bothersome that the head just kind of pops off really easily. It doesn't even pop off. You could just easily just remove it. Articulated shoulders, arms, bicep cut, double pinned elbows, articulated wrists, the cut mid torso. I think it's ratcheted, which is nice. Crunches forward, and again, this kind of pops apart. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So yeah, the quality, I'm not sure if it's the quality control or if this is the way the figures are assembled and designed, but it's not as, I don't know, they're not as, I don't want to say reliable, but they don't feel as like snug as like some of the DC Multiverse stuff. But the engineering is very similar, as you can see with the leg attachment. And then double jointed knees, articulated ankles, and toes. So overall, it's a beautiful looking figure. Presentation wise, I think the overall package is near perfect. The package design is awesome. The figure looks amazing. The likeness to actor Timothée Chalamet is kind of off a little. It's not perfect. I do appreciate the cloth goods, which I just misplaced. So let's wrap this one up. It's a beautiful action figure. If you're a fan of the Dune films or just the Dune lore and fiction in general, I think these figures are worth picking up. They're incredibly detailed, scale-wise. Here is next to a McFarlane figure, which seems kind of accurate. He's a much younger character. So I mean, this will definitely find a home on your shelf. I feel like, just because it's Dune. It's Dune. It's well crafted. It's really sick. I like this a lot. It makes me like really itchy to buy like the rest of the assortment. I do have the Shani figure. I have the Fade figure, and I think I have the 2-pack with Gurney Halleck and the Dave Bautista character. So I'll be on the lookout for reviews on those in the near future. All right, so let's wrap this up. I'm like rambling here. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.